Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. And now, here on Honest J. Nowak, it gives me great honor and joy and humility, as a matter of fact, to simply talk a little bit more about some other subjects that I currently have at this time. And so, I'd simply like to go on ahead and start talking about a few things about tours. Yeah, as I've committed to, this is the time where I'm now going to start talking about tours, because as I've explained before, there's quite a few things that I will have to say about certain things out there, so brace yourself here, because there's plenty that I got to talk about when it comes to tours in general. Regardless of where I've been across the country, or even outside of the mainland America itself, there have been tons of tours that I've possibly ever had the irony of taking place. And better yet, I've been a part of each one of them. There were plenty of tours that I've had in the last 5 years, especially because I was old enough to become my own chaperone. So it's better said than simply done at this point, but I suppose that many people out there would probably explain it better. Because, after all, if there's one tour, in fact, that I've been very fond about, then, well, when I went to the state of Nebraska, on the way to Colorado, in June 2017, I simply put, had myself a tour take place in the Oregon Trail building, which was simply a gigantic structure that loomed over the highway at that time. June 2017 was a pretty big time, as a matter of fact. But of course, that tour was pretty much one of the most notable things that might have taken place there. Colorado in general was in fact a pretty big spot-on vacation that we had going on during that time. But let's also not forget that a month prior to that, I was at Walt Disney World. Yeah, strange as that sounds, that's basically what happened. Of course, it will be a while before I even think about going back there again, but I mean, there's really a lot that I will have to talk about some other time, though. But in terms of tours, I probably would consider the Oregon Trail, June 2017, is probably my best. Not only because of the fact that we had ourselves these interactive modules that we pretty much just held. They were like handheld digital recorders in a way that played back certain messages that pretty much coincided with the different artifacts and structures and exhibits that were in there. So, of course, enough said. But I've had a lot of pretty big tours take place otherwise, including the Chicago Museum of History, December 2017, and not to mention many others that have also taken place. But you know what? I suppose that I would have taken up so much time here alone. It's already been 3 minutes in general, going on 4 pretty easily. But I'll never forget the fact that, well, the Oregon Trail tour that I had in 2017, the Chicago Museum of History tour 2017, as well as the many, many construction, manufacturing related trips that I've had over the last 10 years. Because I have toured a lot of places, including Wabash, Wacker Neuson, and Milwaukee Tool. I've definitely visited a lot of places and toured a lot of those, of that type of business. So of course it was a pretty good time there, and as a matter of fact, I still do have some of these souvenirs and pickups that I was able to get from these places. So, unfortunately I don't have them with me at the moment, so I can't really show them to you, but whatever, I guess. That's fine. I'm fine, everything else here is fine, but that's pretty much enough that I got to talk about when it comes to tours in general, so that's pretty much all I got to talk about that. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.